Hi, my name is Victoria. I'm a lash consultant for the great state of Texas. I've been doing makeup since I was a little girl. I've really gotten into more professional makeup within the past 4 to 5 years. I still have to say that one of my favorites is body painting. So I'm going to show you a little quick intro on how you can actually make a quick Halloween look with lace and maybe like a butterfly effect on the side. I'll actually be using some household products, a little bit of like just regular string. I have some spray alcohol. And I also have the Houri, the NovaLash eyeshadow. This is actually one of my favorites because it is waterproof and it will not move. It's one of my favorites for eyeliner and especially for the smoky eye. On Miss Lovely Kaylin, we actually went in here, if you'll close for me, we went through here and we put this as a base. It is an excellent primer, and then I went through and just blended it outwards and then added a little bit of highlight, touched up her brows, and gave her like a nice hard contour with a red lip. The other things that I'm going to be using today are going to be a little paddle that you can get your product out of the Houri glass with, a little angled brush, and then you'll also need a very tiny detail brush. I'll show you a little bit about this guy later. Right now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to go ahead and loosen up your Houri. Now I know that sounds a little bit strange, but the way the Houri is it's nice thick cream. So what I want to do is I want to loosen it up. I'm going to add a little bit of alcohol. I'm going to mix it so that whenever I apply it, it's more of a paint, but that alcohol will allow it to be applied as a paint but evaporate quickly so that it's not going to rub off and it's not going to affect the integrity of the eyeshadow. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of that. You're just going to get a little scoop. You can apply this into any little eyeshadow container. A little bit of alcohol. I'm going to go in here with my little angled brush. I'm going to mix that up a little bit. You don't need a whole bunch, and you can add more or less alcohol to kind of turn it into more of a liquid, or you can kind of get it to more of a gel, whatever works best for you. This will evaporate quickly, so be aware of that. I noticed that I have a little bit extra. You can just keep an extra hand of tissues by, and you can go in there and absorb any of that extra alcohol if you get a little too much in there. All right, and this is the fun creative part. I'm going to start by doing the designs first, and then I'm going to come back and add the actual lace effect. And I have a little tool that I actually used with just a straight hanger. I went in there and then I attached a piece of string because I want it to be able to touch her skin without me having to worry about getting my fingers all over her face. All right, so let me get my proper brush. This is still a little bit liquidy, so let me add some more Houri. A lot of times I found if you open it up in the morning and it's just not wanting to do what you want it to, heat it up. Put it in your hand and let it warm up a little bit and then try to work with it. This stuff is very diverse. You can use it a lot of different ways. You just gotta be willing to experiment a little bit. Okay, get that all nice and mixed up. Do try to get all of your clumps out. You don't want to have really clumpy material, otherwise it's going to give you little blotches whenever you're trying to do your fine details, and that's a big no-no. You don't want to do that. Okay, and I'm going to do it on the right side of her face, just over her right eye, just something really quick, nothing that's going to be like 4 hours. It's just like a nice quick little detail. And this is the fun part, because if you use just black, you don't have to add a whole bunch of details to your flowers or your butterflies, whatever you happen to want to do. I'm going to go ahead and start with some flowers. Go over here. You will have to come back and keep getting product, because don't forget, it is alcohol based, so it's not solid eyeshadow that you're using. You're going to have to come back and get a little more, and that's okay. Just go ahead and use whatever you need to, whatever's going to get that look for you. So what you're gonna need is just some regular string. I like to use white because then I know exactly where my product is. If you use black on black, not really sure where you need product, where it's saturated. So I like to use white, just some basic house thread. And what you're gonna do, now this is a little thing that I made just out of a hanger, just something to kind of hold it taut for me so that I can apply it without having to hold it on my fingers. Any kind of device can, well, any kind of material even will work. You can even use cardboard or something that can hold that nice taut, but it doesn't have to be super tight. You want it to build a form to the face of the shape, so you want a little bit of give in there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some of this Houri, and like I said, we just sanitized our hands. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this, I'm gonna put it right there on my index finger, on my left hand, on my non-dominant hand. Put the cap back on. Oh no, don't go in there. Take that between your thumb and forefinger, and you just want to warm it up a little bit. You don't want to smear it all around. You want most of your product to go onto your string. You're just going to take that and run it over your string. Now don't squeeze too tight because you want that product to get all over that string, and you want it to kind of saturate it, so you don't want to like squeeze it all off, like squeegee it off. There's our string. Now I'm just gonna go over the designs that I've already done. Anytime you look at lace, there's gonna be some kind of background of interlocking lace work, and then the design is gonna be on top of that. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my freshly done string, and I'm gonna move her hair out of the way, and then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna place and just rub a tiny bit. And that'll give you your first line. Now as you go, you'll probably have to grab a little bit more product. That's okay. You wanna make sure that your string is super saturated because you don't wanna go in there and have any kind of splotches that you need to go back and touch up. You wanna get it done the first time. You've done all of the angles in one way. All of your lines are going to be going in one direction. Now you need to go back and do it the other direction. You can turn them into make little exact squares, or you can do them in little diamond shapes. I always like the diamond shapes. So when you have those diamond shapes, you want to go with your lines that are like this. You want to come at an angle instead of going straight across, because those are going to make your squares. These are going to make your diamonds in this lace work. Suggestion I always make whenever you're doing lace is if you look closely, you can see that these lines are going to go up here longer in this direction. There's going to be a lot of blank space down here. You can just add your lines until this point if you can. That way it doesn't look like she's been smacked in the face with lace, but nice and delicately laid there. And let's see if I can do those. Right. And this is a very quick and easy way to do just some basic lace. You can take a little bit more time and do like closer together lines to make it look more like a mesh rather than an actual screen. You can go in there, add some more details. There's all sorts of different ways. You can turn nearly anything into lace, any kind of solid picture, or you can even go in there and add a little bit of detail with like thread, get like a lighter color and just streak it through the designs that you have. You can, goodness, with the Houri, you can actually use it almost anywhere because it's not going to smudge on you. It's not, even with water, it's not going to like start dripping down or anything. It's not going to smear. It's just going to stay in that one spot for you. The only thing that I suggest is just watch out for your clumps on your string so that you don't get any unexpected smears if that clump just stays there. And just be sure to stay sanitary. Always use either spray alcohol or hand sanitizer, whatever works best. I always have some spray alcohol on hand just to kind of, one, because I work with it so much, and two, it's just really handy to have. I use it to clean my makeup brushes. I use it for sanitizing my hands and my tools, and even for diluting some eyeshadow. I appreciate your time, and I'm really glad that you decided to take some time to learn how to do some lace with me. Maybe I'll see you next time.
Visit the most awarded eyelash company in the world at NovaLash.com.